What if the next global food powerhouse isn't the United States, not Brazil, not China, but a small country in South America with fewer than 1 million people? That country is Guyana. A nation once known mainly for sugar plantations and rice fields is now preparing a $10 billion agricultural transformation that could reshape the entire Caribbean food system. But the most surprising part? The revolution might be powered by something many people once called poor man's food, a humble root crop known as cassava. And today, companies, governments, and multinational corporations are betting billions that cassava could help Guyana become the food superpower of the Caribbean. But how did this happen? And why are global investors suddenly paying attention to Guyana? To understand that, we need to go back to a surprising moment in Caribbean business history. Number 1. The cassava surprise. Years ago, Jamaica's famous beer brand Red Stripe shocked the beverage industry. Instead of relying entirely on imported barley, the company decided to experiment with cassava grown by local farmers. At first, many people laughed at the idea. Cassava had long been seen as traditional village food, not something used by multinational companies. But the results were remarkable. The move reduced expensive barley imports, created thousands of jobs for local farmers, strengthened Jamaica's agricultural economy, and most importantly, it proved something powerful. Local crops could compete with global supply chains. Today, another Caribbean nation is taking that idea much further. That nation is Guyana. Number 2. The rise of Guyana. For decades, Guyana was considered one of the quietest economies in South America. But everything changed in 2015. That was the year massive offshore oil reserves were discovered. Almost overnight, Guyana became one of the fastest growing economies in the world. Oil revenues began pouring in. But the government made a strategic decision. Instead of relying only on oil wealth, Guyana would invest heavily in agriculture and food production. President Dr. Irfan Ali introduced an ambitious plan, the 25 by 25 Food Security Initiative. The goal? Reduce Caribbean food imports by 25% by 2025. And Guyana would lead the mission. Why? Because Guyana has something most Caribbean islands do not. Land. Huge amounts of fertile agricultural land. Over 80% of Guyana is untouched rainforest and farmland. This gives the country enormous potential to become the agricultural engine of the Caribbean. And that vision is now turning into reality. Number 3. The $10 billion flour project. One quiet morning in Georgetown, Guyana's capital city, an announcement sent shockwaves across the Caribbean food industry. The National Milling Company of Guyana, NAMILCO, revealed plans to build one of the most advanced flour milling facilities in the region. The investment? 10 billion Guyanese dollars. This project includes a massive new flour mill, expanded wheat storage systems, modern export infrastructure, a new shipping wharf. But this isn't just about flour. It's about control of the food supply chain. Right now, most Caribbean nations import huge amounts of basic food products: wheat, flour, cooking oil, animal feed. These imports cost the region billions of dollars every year. Guyana wants to change that. With the new milling facility, the country plans to double its flour production capacity. That means Guyana could soon export flour to Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Suriname, Jamaica, and other Caribbean nations. But flour is only the beginning. Because behind this investment lies something even bigger. A cassava revolution. Number 4. The cassava revolution. Cassava has been part of Caribbean culture for centuries. Families use it to make traditional foods like bami, cassava bread and farine. But for decades, cassava remained mostly a small-scale crop. Now scientists and agricultural experts are changing that. Researchers in Guyana are developing cassava flour as a substitute for imported wheat. And the benefits are enormous. Cassava grows easily in tropical climates, requires fewer chemicals, can be produced locally, supports rural farmers. If cassava flour becomes widely adopted, Guyana could reduce its dependence on imported wheat. That would mean millions of dollars staying inside the local economy. Even more importantly, it could create a massive new agricultural industry. Thousands of farmers could begin growing cassava not just for traditional markets, but for industrial food production. And companies like NAMILCO are already exploring how cassava flour could be integrated into commercial baking and food manufacturing. If this works, Guyana could become a global leader in cassava-based food production. But the story doesn't stop there. Because one powerful multinational company is helping drive this transformation. Number 5. The global corporation behind the plan. Behind NAMILCO stands a powerful international partner. Seaboard Corporation. This American multinational operates in more than 45 countries worldwide. Its business empire includes food processing, shipping logistics, energy infrastructure, agricultural supply chains. In many developing regions, Seaboard has built entire food production ecosystems. Now the company is making a long-term bet on Guyana. According to Seaboard's leadership, the goal is not just to build a flour mill. The goal is to create a fully integrated agricultural system. One that connects farmers, processing plants, ports and export markets. And flour is only one piece of the puzzle. Seaboard is also exploring pork production facilities, animal feed manufacturing, liquefied natural gas distribution, food and energy, two pillars of economic power. And Guyana is building both at the same time. Number 6. Guyana, the breadbasket of the Caribbean. For decades, Caribbean leaders talked about the dream of regional food security. But turning that dream into reality required something crucial: investment, infrastructure, and political will. Now Guyana is delivering all three. New ports are being built. Agricultural technology is expanding. And international companies are investing billions. The result? Guyana is rapidly transforming into the breadbasket of the Caribbean. Soon cargo ships could leave Guyanese ports carrying flour, cassava products, animal feed, meat products and other agricultural exports. Instead of importing food, the Caribbean could begin buying from Guyana. And that would completely reshape the region's economic future. Conclusion: the future of Caribbean food. So the next time you eat bread, roti, biscuits or pastries in the Caribbean, there's a growing chance that flour could come from Guyana. What started as a quiet agricultural nation is now becoming something much bigger. A country powered by oil wealth, fertile land, and bold economic vision. If the cassava revolution succeeds, Guyana could become not just a regional supplier, but a global agricultural innovator. And the Caribbean's long struggle for food independence may finally have a leader. A leader that's small in population, but massive in ambition. Guyana.